Michael Bay didn't technically direct Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but come on. The explosions, the slow motion, the insane camera moves. Megan Fox, a giant action sequence flying down a mountain. Yeah, Michael Bay's fingerprints are all over this movie. And when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles hit theaters in 2014, fans had some serious questions. Why do the turtles look like that? Why is Shredder basically a walking Swiss Army knife? And most importantly, is this movie actually bad? Because after going back and watching it again, I'm gonna say something that might get me in trouble. There are parts of this movie that are way more entertaining than I remembered, but unfortunately, there is one major problem that keeps this movie from being the TMNT blockbuster it could have been, and we'll get to that. What's up, everybody? Today we're going back to 2014 and revisiting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, directed by Jonathan Liebesman and produced by Michael Bay. This movie gave us Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo in a completely different live-action style. And when these designs were first revealed, people lost their minds. These weren't the smaller, cleaner-looking turtles from the cartoons. These dudes were massive. They had clothes, accessories, tattoos, sunglasses. Donatello looked like he robbed a Best Buy and strapped the electronics department to his back. But here's the weird thing. Once you get past the designs, the turtles themselves might actually be the best part of the movie. And one scene in particular proves that these versions of the characters actually had potential. Let's start with something this movie gets right: the personalities of the turtles. Leonardo is the responsible leader, Donatello is the technology guy, Michelangelo is the lovable idiot, and Raphael is basically angry at everybody for the entire movie. So, yeah, that's Raphael. And when the four brothers are together, the movie suddenly comes alive. Their chemistry works. They're constantly arguing, joking, competing, and annoying each other. And that's exactly what I want from the Ninja Turtles. But here's the problem. We spend way too much time waiting for them to show up. Instead, the movie focuses heavily on April O'Neil, played by Megan Fox. April is trying to prove herself as a serious journalist while investigating the Foot Clan. And eventually she discovers these mysterious vigilantes protecting New York City. Now, Megan Fox isn't terrible here, but the movie makes a strange decision. Instead of simply having April discover the turtles, it connects her childhood directly to their origin. She knew them when they were normal turtles. She knew Splinter when he was a rat. Her father was involved with the experiments. And suddenly everything in this gigantic city somehow connects back to April O'Neil. That's where the story starts feeling a little too convenient. But then, the movie gives you some hope. Because once April finally meets the turtles, this starts feeling like a Ninja Turtles movie. Splinter is introduced. We get the brothers interacting underground. Michelangelo starts flirting with April. Raphael gets irritated. Leonardo tries keeping everybody under control. And for a few minutes I'm thinking, okay, here we go. Now we're cooking. Maybe this movie has finally figured itself out. And then we get the villain. Shredder should be terrifying. And visually, I'll give the movie this. He definitely looks dangerous. This dude has blades, on top of blades, on top of more blades. Apparently somebody looked at Wolverine and said, not enough knives. But that's also the problem. Shredder doesn't feel like a character. He feels like a final boss from a video game. He's big, he's intimidating, he can fight. But there's not enough personality behind the armor. And that becomes even more obvious because the movie spends so much time with Eric Sachs. The villain storyline involving the mutagen, the city, and the plan to release a toxin isn't particularly interesting. We've seen this kind of evil corporate scheme before, and considering this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the story feels surprisingly generic. But then the movie does something completely ridiculous. And somehow, it works. The mountain chase. This entire sequence is absolutely insane. The turtles are sliding down a snowy mountain. Vehicles are flying everywhere. Raphael is smashing through things. The camera is moving like somebody threw it down the mountain with them. And physics basically packed its bags and left the movie. But you know what? I don't care. Because this is exactly the kind of ridiculous blockbuster energy this movie needed more of. It's fast, it's creative, it's funny, and most importantly, the turtles are actually working together. You can see their individual personalities through the action. That's when the movie understands something important. TMNT doesn't need to be realistic. You've got 4 giant mutant turtles trained in ninjutsu by a talking rat. Embrace the crazy. And I have to talk about the visual effects. Because even though I still don't love the actual designs, the CGI itself holds up surprisingly well. The turtles have weight. They interact with the environment. Their facial expressions are detailed. And during the action scenes, you genuinely believe these massive creatures are occupying the same space as the human characters. That's impressive. The problem isn't the technology, it's the artistic direction. There is so much happening on their bodies that the designs become visually exhausting. Raphael looks like he could bench press Optimus Prime. Donatello has enough equipment to repair the International Space Station. And Michelangelo, those eyes, man, those eyes have seen things. But underneath all that visual chaos, there's something surprisingly good happening. The brothers actually feel like brothers, and Raphael gets the strongest moment. For most of the movie, he's the tough guy, he's angry, he's stubborn, he doesn't want to admit that he needs his brothers. Classic Raphael. But during the final battle, when it looks like they might actually die, Raphael finally breaks, and suddenly the giant angry turtle becomes vulnerable. He admits how much his brothers mean to him. It's a small emotional moment, but it works because the movie has spent so much time showing Raphael pretending that he doesn't care. And that is where this movie briefly finds the heart that a Ninja Turtles movie needs. For me, the golden moment isn't Shredder. It isn't the destruction. It isn't even Megan Fox bouncing down a mountain while Michael Bay's producer instincts are probably screaming, "More slow motion." It's the turtles themselves, specifically their chemistry. Because when Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo are alone together, I can actually see the movie this could have been. The elevator scene is the perfect example. They're heading into this huge final battle. Everything is serious, the stakes are high. And suddenly, Michelangelo starts making a beat. Then another turtle joins in. And within seconds, these 4 idiots are beatboxing in an elevator. That's the Ninja Turtles. They're warriors, they're heroes. But they're also teenagers. And underneath all the CGI, explosions, and blockbuster insanity, that little moment understands these characters better than some of the giant action scenes do. If the entire movie had captured that energy, we might be talking about this film very differently today. So, does Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles deserve all the hate it received? I don't think so. Is it a great Ninja Turtles movie? No. The story is generic. Shredder is underdeveloped. April is tied into the Turtles' origin way too conveniently. And the character designs are still a choice. But there's also a genuinely entertaining movie buried underneath all of that. The action can be ridiculously fun. The visual effects are impressive. And most importantly, Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo actually feel like brothers. For me, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is one of those movies where I can clearly see everything that's wrong with it, and still have fun watching it. Sometimes you don't need cinema to change your life. Sometimes you just want 4 giant turtles flying down a mountain while fighting ninjas. And honestly, that's enough for me. I'm giving Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 6.5 out of 10. But now I want to hear from you. Was the 2014 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie actually underrated? Or should this version of the Turtles stay buried in the sewer? Drop your rating in the comments, and if you enjoyed the review, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cowabunga!